Hello everyone, welcome to Football Unfiltered, a place where we talk about anything and everything related to football. My name is Abir Ahmed and with me today are the usual suspects Shahrukh Khan, Shubha Mondol, and a few new faces Abhishek Vishwas and Tausif Maudud. How are you guys
Hi
doing?
guys.
Yeah, I'm
Not bad,
fine.
not bad.
All hail Arsenal.
I'm really
so,
sad
uh,
because of Manchester United's results. That was really
a
Yeah,
very few weeks
heartbreaking.
of eventfulness and a lot has happened. At first, we are going to start off with the two juggernauts. Those are obviously Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. So Lionel Messi has finally overtaken Pele as the highest scorer of the CONMEBOL region. He has now scored 79 goals in 153 games. This happened after he scored a hat trick against Bolivia. So, as our resident Argentina fan, how do you feel about this, Abhishek?
okay. Any kind of record broken by Messi or anything new made by Messi is always like it's always like a very good news to me. Okay? Very few things in life like makes me happy now, and this is one of the few things. So uh, I didn't quite watch the match. I saw only the replay in the morning, but when I saw that first I saw that Argentina won and the score line is 3-0. Okay, that's good. Okay, and then I saw that Messi scored a hat trick. I mean, come on, that's like cherry on the top. Okay,
So,
and
how do you feel? Actually, we talked about this quite a bit, but I want the viewers to know how did you feel when Argentina won the Copa America after such a long time, won international trophy after, I think after '92 they didn't win anything. So, how did you feel? And it was the missing cap in Messi's missing feather in Messi's cap, I should say. How do you feel about that?
okay, I was born in '93, and so I didn't haven't seen actually Argentina win any trophy ever. Okay, so first of all, this has been first time in my life. Okay, this is the first time in my life experience, and uh, I don't know how to express this. Man, you cannot express this. It's such a
That's true.
heavenly and divine
That
feeling. You
is true.
cannot express this.
Seeing a favorite team win trophies is like something else. So, thank you. We are gonna get back to you shortly, but right now we wanna talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, the second juggernaut. Much to the fans' admiration, he returned to Manchester United and scored a brace against. Uh, I don't know. Who did
Newcastle.
he score that?
Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle United. So he scored a brace against Newcastle United, and he scored a goal against Young Boys in UCL. So I'm gonna go to Tausif now. Tausif, how do you feel about this? And what do you think about the result, though? That was interesting. The even though Manchester United won versus Newcastle, they lost against some a team named Young Boys. That must have been like hurt like hell. What do you think?
Abir, please stop putting salt. Did
And if I remember, they lost to young boys. Back like 2 3 years back.
yeah,
I probably. So how
United
do you feel, Tausif?
They
United
played
always have
twice and
tend
lost
to
twice.
lose small teams
Yeah, like
in
Arsenal.
Champions League.
No, not in Champions League. Also in Premier League, like Arsenal. We always lose against Arsenal. Bottom of the table, always.
So
Like
what was
coming
the
up to Cristiano Ronaldo's comeback.
yeah?
Yeah, it's of course a very cheerful moment for us. Very lots of fans are actually become Manchester United fan in Ronaldo era. Lots of new fans. So Ronaldo has a very huge impact on Manchester United fan base. Although most of the fans were very felt really heartbroken when he chose Madrid over United because United was passing a very prime moment that time. Three Champions League finals, one won, yeah, two lost, but the team was very well balanced, and if Ronaldo stayed, we could have won more leagues or Champions League. So after Ronaldo's this transfer saga was actually, what should I say? It's a mad transfer saga. We saw
Yeah, that's true.
lots of
Yeah,
stars going different teams in a single transfer season. Maybe this is the most wonderful transfer season I have ever seen,
yeah,
and
that
eventful
we
as
just
well. Eventful as well.
yeah, that's true. It was the most eventful transfer of this season. I mean, transfer window of this. Uh, as long as I have seen transfer windows, this
Yeah,
was the best one.
This is
maybe.
the
So
best one.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
so
crazy.
I
It's
want
really
to
crazy.
talk about. I'm gonna give you time, Shahrukh, to talk about Ole. But right now, let's get back to some other news before we go into reviewing the scorelines of the previous matches. So, the first thing that I would like to talk about was the that FIFA actually proposed playing a biennial World Cup. What that means is that the World Cup would happen every 2 years,
2 years.
and yeah, the proposal was unanimously declined by UEFA and the club bodies. So, Shubha, what do you feel about this? And do you think it was a good idea to decline this whole saga or
It
decline
was
this
like
whole?
definitely a good one, I think, because like World Cup is always special because people has to wait at least 4 years to watch it, and that's the beauty of the game. That's the beauty of this cup, and in the meantime we have other leagues to watch. We have Euro, then we have Copa, and every continental cups. So if they make this thing in every 2 years, it's not gonna be special anymore. So there's
That's
in
true.
that, and it will also be pretty exhausting for the players as well. Like I don't, I see one of the interviews of Sergio Busquets, I guess, and he or probably he was the only one who was saying that it's gonna be very hard for the players because playing almost they will have to play almost every week,
Yeah, the
like
every this is the
already they
players
play
actually
2-3 times every week. So
they
if
play like 51 matches in an on an average. A top club player, he can play up to 51 matches already in a season, and that's without the international
Duties, yeah.
international
international
duties, right?
matches.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so this is a huge. This was a huge task asked from the from FIFA to the players, and they have to understand that players are not machines. They have a life too. They have to be able to recuperate their bodies, their fatigue. So I think I am sure you guys will agree that I think that this was a very good decision from UEFA to reject this proposal completely. And so another issue that came during the international break was the Brazil issue. The Brazilian FA actually appealed to FIFA to ban the 8 players on Premier Leagues who were not able to join their international duties. Ultimately, that did not hold, and ultimately, the 8 players were able to play for their respective clubs. So, here again, another clash with the FIFA governing body to Premier League or the respective leagues. So, how do you feel about this, Shahrukh? Do you think that Brazil was doing the right thing, or do you think that uh, Premier League clubs are in complete uh, have the complete right to do this thing to ban their players from traveling to COVID red zone.
It goes both way, I think. Like, for example, if think about Bangladesh, for example. If someone plays in England and he's one of the best player of Bangladesh, for example, Jamal Bhuiya, for instance. Like, if he plays for England and he cannot come to Bangladesh for a very important match, for example, we have match against India, how would you feel? You have to think about the international duties as well, you know. So 8 players that were in the main team, they were not able to come and join the team. I think they have right to do so, but yeah, I think that was right thing to do so. But the COVID restriction was also important. For example, if you bring
Yeah,
this COVID thing in England, for example, and there are lots of people who are watching the game because the field is also open right now. So people are coming and watching the games. So it can spread. Yeah, as far as I know, like in Spain, the COVID spread because of a match. I think Barcelona game or Villarreal game. I forgot. Like because of that game, it spread. So I think it was right thing to do from the England side. But I can see why Brazilian FA did that.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
gonna ask
Yeah,
for their
I've
best
I've
player.
yeah.
So, do you think there is another international break coming up, which is I think the eighth game week? Do you see another clash like this happening, Shubham? Do you see another clash like this happening?
Sorry, say it again. You're breaking up a bit.
There is another international break coming. I think that's the game week eight break before game week eight. So, do you see
Yep.
another clash like this happening with the national team body and the Premier League clubs or the Spanish league clubs?
I think it's gonna happen again, but right now I don't think anyone has to do anything with that, because what Shahrukh said
Yeah,
earlier is fine, by both ways. Like,
yeah, that's true.
definitely the international teams are gonna ask for their best players, and the whereas the Premier League clubs, they will also try to retain their players to sometimes it happens, see if they go to play their international matches, and when they come back and if they are in quarantine, they can probably play in their important
Yeah,
matches in the league.
yeah. To
So
be
that's
fair,
another issue. So everybody wants to play their best, but during this pandemic, like,
yeah, to be
nobody has
fair
to do anything.
to the Premier League clubs, if they suppose one of Alisson or Fabinho is COVID positive, that means the other
Liverpool,
two players, yeah, that they have to self isolate as well. Same goes for Ederson or Gabriel Jesus. Uh, uh, doesn't go for
and
Fred
you see,
because obviously
Liverpool will
Manchester United
never want
supporters
to
don't like Fred,
want to,
but
Oh no.
but
but still,
Liverpool.
kidding aside, it is a very big issue. But I hope the clubs and the national body will be able to resolve this issue
Solve it
soon.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because
So
see, Liverpool will never definitely want to play a match without Alisson or Fabinho. They'll
yeah,
never want to play a match.
yeah.
So
So
in their
so
perspective, they're also they also have the right to
another
I
do
think
another
something.
that
issue. So
that incident actually happened because of the lack of communication between Anvisa and Brazilian Football Federation. If they
yeah,
can patch these things up, or they can have some mutual understanding, this wouldn't take place in the first.
yeah,
So
that's true.
I hope all the health agencies of the football playing clubs and their federation should take proper precautions before play any international match. I
That's true.
think it will then don't create any chaos afterwards.
And I guess Brazil Argentina match was also being abandoned
Yeah,
because it was
that
one
was
of the.
postponed, and it has not been rescheduled yet. So another thing. So we talk about international footballs all over the world or everything, but we do not talk about our country enough, our country's football enough. Unfortunately, we just received this news that Bangladesh has dropped down to 189th place in the FIFA World Ranking. We were 188th, and this is just completely unacceptable. How the things are going, the whole governing body or the whole system, it just looks very much fixed. So, Abhishek, what do you feel about this? Do you think there is any way to improve our football state, the state of our football, or the state of the clubs? Anything?
Well, I think first of all, if we want to improve something, we have to find out what's wrong in the first place. Okay, what's going on wrong? What are we doing wrong? What are we are not doing right? Okay, so when this the Bangladesh Football Federation BAFUFE, the committee that is governing our BAFUFE now, it came in about I think 15 years ago, and when
Yeah,
they came in, we were in the same zone as India. Okay, and
yeah,
now they And we are in the same zone in the FIFA rankings, India. And now they are maybe 50, 60, 70 spaces ahead of us. Why is that? In his 15 years of reign, he has dropped us from the 120 to 130 region. Now we are in the 180 to 190 region. Why is this? What has he done wrong? I think first of all, he as a governing body failed to uh, to manage the corruption in our club football. Okay, the club football in our country is heavily corrupted. The refereeing system is heavily corrupted. Okay, if you want to win a tournament, if you want to win a match, you have to have some political and financial backup. The smaller teams that come from the, okay, not from the divisional leagues, like from some district level, the smaller teams, they are not doing well at all. They don't have the money. They can't get new players. Why is that? And also the thing that the the structure of club football in our
Yeah,
country is very different from the European standard or anything else. Maybe I am reaching too far, but I think the base should be the same. Okay, each club should have their own training ground, should have their
or
own
own
stadium
stadium,
at least.
own
Okay,
academy.
uh, own academy. Yeah, they should have their own income source. They should not be
Yeah,
dependent on Bafove for their income. Okay, but in Bangladesh, all the training grounds, all the grounds where we play the matches for the like Bangabandhu Cup or anything, it's in the Bafove fields. Like we all only have like the Bangabandhu National Stadium in Gulistan.
well, to be fair, the a few clubs they are actually trying. I can say that Bosundhara Kings they are trying their hardest to uh, create an academy for footballers.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
so
They have a very good economy. That's for
yeah,
and it's all
so
because Abhishek said the other teams they don't have that good financial backup, whereas Boshundara Kings has got all the money. So there's
Yeah,
so and
that's
they're a
from
very
where
new
their
team.
power comes
They're
from,
in the picture for maybe 4 to 5 years, but they're
and
already the
still they're doing
champions.
better.
They're doing
another
better
issue
than
is
any other team.
our like another issue is that the supporters we have we as a nation are we love football before cricket. Football was our love, but the thing is that the supporters are not drawn towards the field anymore. Do you think that this is directly related to the quality of football or the corruption among the refereeing or the corruption among matchmaking? Do you think these are the issue, or do you think the overall quality is the issue? What do you think? Or both of these things are related?
I think both of them are related, but also the fact is our cricket team is getting better, and cricket is more publicized than football in our country.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is one of the main case I think. Like football is not getting much footage and stuff like that. That's why the popularity of our local football is getting lower and lower every day. That's what I think.
I'd like to add something here. Okay?
Yeah.
I do not agree with you completely in this point because our country in football is not in a very good position. But still, you can see that when Euro was happening, when Copa is happening, these are not even the top tier international tournaments. Okay,
Yeah.
people are talking about it. Even people who
yeah,
are not watching international club footballs, they're talking about Denmark, they're talking about England, they're talking about Italy. Okay, and when there was a Copa America final in Argentina versus Brazil, you could see that in the morning the Dhaka was like a ghost town. Nobody
Yeah.
was in the street. Everyone was in their home watching the match. Okay, you that does not even happen when Bangladesh is playing match cricket match. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
football
Yeah.
yeah.
may not
That's
be publicized as much as cricket in our country, but football is, without any doubt, the most popular sports
Popular
here.
yeah,
sport,
that's
yes.
true.
I think.
The
Okay,
problem is
so I think
actually
Problem is
the
in this
problem people of
infrastructure,
Bangladesh do not
definitely.
watch club football of our country is like Tausif. Why does he support Manchester United? Why is he so passionate about Manchester United? Because he feels a connection to Manchester United, and Manchester United as a club, they feel responsible to their fans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
they support their fans. They worry about what my fans.
Quality or anything else, this will be an issue, and we simply do not. We are not. getting enough from the clubs like the supporters deserve. So Tausif,
Yep.
you were about to say something. What were you about to say?
What I was about to say was the main problem is people do love football here, but whenever children, a boy or a girl, try to make a career out of it,
Yeah,
there is no
Option.
future
there
like
is no
cricket.
Yeah.
No
sponsorship.
future
Yeah,
like
yeah,
cricket.
right.
Uh, the BCCI might have been corrupt, or they maybe like they do same corruption like BFF, but at least the structure is quite defined here. Cricket, the structure and the pipeline, the academy, they are better than football right now.
Yeah,
So
that's
Yep.
true.
the future generation, whenever they try to make a career in any kind of sports, the cricket get prioritized. So if the federation to that type of decision, give that type of efforts, building a proper structure, pipeline for the new players, build some academies, and invoke some proper rules and regulations for the club football to maintain the maintains at least some type of what can I say, uh, maintain some regulation for the club footballs to uh,
Yes, they need to
then
a very good infrastructure.
so
Yeah,
this
yeah.
was the
So
main root problem why football is
so
not getting that much
yeah,
attention
yeah. The
here.
that's
popularity has
true.
never been a problem yet. That's for sure.
Personally, I think we need a massive overhaul of Barcelona. I don't think that I don't know if this is a political issue or not, but I don't think that our current Barcelona president is suitable to stay in that position any longer because
That's for sure.
it has
Some
been just too
people
long.
think he's okay.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
another
he's
thing
he
corrupt,
was
is
a
man.
great
if you
He's
footballer.
see,
corrupt as fuck.
and if you can
He's
see,
corrupt as fuck.
most of our national team players, they are from out of the country, like the best
Yeah.
players. Whereas they
Yeah.
could have produced something of our own. Whereas they're going for the other options.
Yeah,
But
No, very recently,
only
Barcelona
few
opened
players who are
another
getting selected,
academy.
they're also doing very good. It's not like that we don't have qualities here. The problem is in the
yeah.
maintenance.
So okay, so we're gonna move on from this. So we're just gonna give another we're gonna talk about another early transfer rumor, and then we're gonna review the weekend results. So the early transfer rumor is obviously we're gonna talk about Kylian Mbappe's situation. So Real Madrid is willing to offer the 22-year-old a 30 million a year deal if he joins them on free next transfer. So this will put Mbappe as the highest earner of the club, whereas the current highest earner is Eden Hazard, who is earning $18.7 million a year. So, I mean, sorry, euros a year. And but the PSG is also trying to put pressure on Mbappe to renew. They are already asking Mbappe to sign a 2-year contract, a shorter contract, which might entice him, and also they're trying to put more pressure on him by speaking to the French president, as they want the French president to intervene in the situation as well. So, Shahrukh, what do you think about this? Do you think that Mbappe will ultimately agree to sign the extension, or do you think he's going to Real Madrid at the end of the year?
I think he should sign the contract to give some money to PSG. I think that is the only reason he can sign. But I also think like because Macron is intervening in this situation, there's another reason he could stay. Because he said I think he is the role model for the youth player of France, so he should
Yeah,
stay at least
yeah.
until.
PSG even offered to give money to Mbappe's charity, which works at root level for French children in the root level. So there's that as well. PSG is going all out to for him to sign the contract extension, which could be worrying for Real Madrid. But eventually, I do think that Mbappe will move to Real Madrid because it is his dream, and you know,
Yeah, yeah.
the people, you can't really blame him. And PSG handled the situation all wrong. In my opinion, they should have let him go this summer.
Yeah,
So okay, we
I
are
also
gonna
think that Mbappe should go to Real Madrid because uh, Real Madrid is currently not a very good position. Still, Mbappe wish to go there. That means he actually care about Madrid. So
yeah,
I think Khelafi should have let Mbappe go in this summer.
yeah, sure. You wanted to say something?
Like, I think it all depends on the Champions League, to be honest. Like, if they win Champions League
We are
this
gonna
year,
review Champions
they're
League. We are
they're
gonna review
definitely
Champions League
gonna
soon. Yeah, we're gonna review
he's
Champions League soon. And spoiler alert, it did not go so well for PSG. But let's move on. We're gonna first take a look at the weekend results for the leagues all around the world. So then there were no notable upsets for Premier League clubs this past weekend. Except one Arsenal actually won against Norwich City by 1-0, so that's the upset. But other than that, I don't see any other upset. Manchester United
thank you,
won
Amit.
versus Manchester United won versus Newcastle United 3-1, 4-1. I'm sorry, 4-1. Chelsea won 3-0 versus Aston Villa. Manchester City won against Leicester City. It was a very important game for them, and Bernardo Silva actually pulled through. Elsewhere, I don't actually want to call it an upset, but Crystal Palace won 3-0 against Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham were actually doing very well, but did look very they did look very dry in front of the goal. They only scored 3 goals in their past 3 games, and but they conceded all three against Crystal Palace this week, and this puts their goal difference to 0 right now. Elsewhere, I already took the reaction of you guys for Cristiano Ronaldo debut, so I'm not going to go there anymore. Elsewhere, Real Madrid in La Liga, Real Madrid won 5-2 against Celta Vigo. It was a very great performance from Benzema. He had a hat trick, and also Vinicius did do very well. So we talked about this last week, Shubho, right? The Benzema effect. So
Yep.
how do you feel? How do you feel that? What was his performance like? I thought he was excellent
Yep,
this
definitely.
past week.
Like I think like Benzema is their main man right now, and he's in very good form. Before the
Yeah.
Euro, in the Euro he performed very well, and now and he's definitely a man to watch. And with him, I think really is gonna do well in the Champions League as well. Because in Champions League, you can never write Real off. That's to be honest.
Also, he did assist Vinicius, and
Yep.
the debutant Eduardo Camavinga, he also scored a goal, so that was good for him. Sevilla and Barcelona match was postponed, and elsewhere, I think the main contender for this year's La Liga Santander, Atletico Madrid won 2-1 against Espanyol, and they scored on the 97th minute to win this match. What do you think, Shahrukh? Was it the Champions League again, or do you think it was just plain coincidence? Or Champions League? What do you think?
I think it's Champions League because they're gonna win this trophy for sure. I think, and winning at the 97th minute is we call it Fergie time, but we don't have Fergie time in Manchester anymore. So we're sharing with other teams right now. Yeah.
Another thing that happened, we're gonna go to Syria right now. So Juventus lost their second consecutive match against Napoli by 2-1, and they did not look well. They did not perform as a team. The team just looked shaky. Previously, all the blame used to go to Ronaldo, but right now, actually, people are seeing what
That they are
uh,
missing him right now. Missing him
yeah,
a lot.
they are missing the main man very much. I personally think that Ronaldo did carry that Juventus team very hard, but right now they're suffering. What do you? Moving on, so we are gonna start with the Champions League results. So okay, yeah. So the Champions League started with a bang. Manchester United lost 2-1 to Young Boys. It was a very eventful match. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was sent off, and then eventually Jesse Lingard assisted the opponent striker to a goal. So it was not what not what the United fans were hoping for, but Cristiano Ronaldo did score the only goal. So Shahrukh, I know you have a lot to talk about Ole and his tactics. So tell me, what do you think? What went wrong? Where did he go wrong?
I think he tried to play defensively. That was the main part, I think. And there was issues with turf as well. The Jesse Lingard's pass, it was a safe pass, but I think because of the grass, it became slow. Even if you look at the goal of Cristiano Ronaldo, he did really good in that as well, but it went very slow, because of the turf. I think that's why Lingard's pass got mistaken. But if you talk about all his tactics, it was bullshit.
Got to use some better excuse.
Yeah.
No, man. If young boys can score two
No,
of
no,
these
no, no.
stars.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Jesse Lingard's part, Lingard's thing. I'm talking now. I'm talking about the Ollie's part. Ollie made like. How can you play like that against a team who
Okay.
doesn't know how to score? Uh, you should play offensive. Like if you look at their stats, they only go score from long distance or crossing. So you brought Varane in. He will take care of the heading with the crosses. Also the Maguire. Then you're taking care of all their threats. But why you're going defensive? Why you're giving them ball? You need to control the overall ball, and you can take over the game, and you can pass around, and you can
Position.
take your time to control the game. But Oli didn't do that. He tried to. He was a coward in that case. I think that is the main problem. I think he took Fred instead of Donny. Donny is a baller.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think the Van de Beek substitution that was a very big mistake? He kept on Fred and let go of took off Van de Beek. What do you think of that?
Van de Beek, it was not that big of a deal. I think he could have kept Sancho, because Sancho is very fast, and young boys, they play a little bit in the front foot, even though they're a defensive team. They play in the front foot, and I think Sancho is very good when you have space and he can run. And when you're playing like soak the attack and go on the counter, in that case Sancho was the best choice to play in that game. Because in the end, like when you subbed Fred to take on Marcel, that means you wanted to score a goal, and because of that, I think it's overall like all his fault. I think, like all the substitution. If you
That's
take
true.
out Sancho, then you don't take off Fred in the last minute and bring on Martial. And you should not sub Cristiano Ronaldo, because in those cases Cristiano Ronaldo will score for sure. If you give him a ball, he will score, because he's the greatest player of all time, I think, especially in these cases. But you should not have done that. And he was talking about his fitness. Like, look, you can talk about anyone's fitness, but you should not talk about Ronaldo's fitness. He's like very dedicated in his with his bodies and stuff like that. Y- You know, after the match of Newcastle, all the team players of Manchester United, Pogba, Sancho, and Lingard, they went for a concert, and Ronaldo went for training. He took, I think, the cold bath and stuff like that to recover his body, and he went for the Champions League. But all the players, like, they went for the concert in Manchester. There was a big concert there. They went there, they were dancing and stuff like that. But Ronaldo was not there. He was giving his time to his family, and he was training. That's the thing he did. So how can you question Cristiano Ronaldo's physique and stuff like that? You should never sub Cristiano Ronaldo for Jesse Lingard. Never. That is another mistake, I think.
So
And there
okay,
he also took off Bruno, I guess.
I want to talk. I want to talk to Tausif about this. Tausif, what do you think about Jadon Sancho's performance so far? He had
four matches so far, 4 or 5 matches so far. So he didn't start the first 2 matches. He started from game week 3, I think. So what do you think? What are you happy with his performance, or are you expecting him to take some time to adapt first? What do you think about his performance so far?
Yeah, so far he wasn't in a very good shape. It was as expected because he switched from different league, so he needs some time to adapt. We are willing to give him that. The last match he played, he was far better than the previous ones. So I think uh, he's quite adapting with the United play style, and I think he can build a very good partnership with Ronaldo, Cavani, that type of players. Because previously we saw he has a very good partnership with Erling Haaland. His crosses always Haaland can convert them. Uh, so I think Ronaldo and Cavani will be benefited from his cross, and so will Manchester United. Uh, that's it.
Okay, so
I also
okay,
want
so
to add
moving
like
on from
about Sancho. Like I think he's a great player, and the only thing, as I mentioned in the previous podcast, like Sancho is a very good player, but the thing is like he needs to adapt the Premier League style. Sometimes their team they will be in the low block, 10-man team, a 10-man in the defense, like park the bus. So he had to learn little bit of things, but I think overall he is a very great player. He's gonna be one of the
that's true,
great prospect. Yeah.
and you don't expect everyone to score in the first 2-3 matches.
Yeah. We
That
should
will
not.
be
Yeah.
a long expectation. But overall, he's a very good player. Even if
Yeah.
you can even if you see that he's not scoring or doing great passes, but he's also there to recover the balls. So
Yeah, that's true.
that's also a very good things to do as a footballer.
Okay, I think Sancho has played some center attacking midfield role in Bundesliga as well. So he can also uh, create some partnership with Bruno as well in the playmaking sector. Let's hope for the best. Let's see what happens in the upcoming days.
So we have to move on. So okay, so Manchester United, that was the start of the Champions League, and then as expected, the Barcelona Bayern Munich match. It did not go well for Barcelona. Bayern Munich scored 3 goals. I feel like they could have scored some more, but they just ultimately did not look like that threatening as when Hansi Flick was their coach. So what do you think, Abhishek? What do you think of Barcelona's performance? Do you think it was uh, sort of? I thought Koeman tried to park the bus, but he just failed. So what do you think so far?
Uh, I think the Coleman is not the right way to go at this point. When you have, for example, when you have a car that has a fully functioning engine, fully functioning tires, everything is okay, but the car is not performing well, then you can blame the driver, right? But if the car has a faulty engine, its transmission is busted, the tires are punctured, you cannot really blame the driver for if the car is not performing well. Okay, so now what we have in Barcelona is only the name. The quality of players, the quality of the management, everything is in ruins. The previous management under Bartomeu, they completely ruined it. Like players who are worth maybe 200 to 250 per week, now they got 700 to 800 per week. And that's just crazy, okay? And that has put Barcelona in a very bad position. Uh, if you can see that, like the maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago, the quality of forward or the quality of midfield that Barcelona had is now like 1/3 of that. So, I, yes, it is Barcelona playing against Bayern, but it's not actually Barcelona playing against Bayern. That's all I have to say.
So also Chelsea won their match. The defending champions.
Very happy,
won.
Abhi.
The defending champions won.
Liverpool 3,
That's true.
Milan 2. It
Rodrigo
was a
scored.
That
yeah,
is
it
the
was
like
a great match indeed.
the
As
classic
a
like Milan Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly. Personally, this seeing Milan back in the Champions League, it was a very happy moment for me. Although I'm a supporter of Chelsea, uh, Milan is one of those clubs that I've always admired. And what do you think? Well, do you see the match, Shubham?
Yep. But the problem is, I think they like miss Zlatan very much. Like like Zlatan back in any team, that's like fantastic to watch. Like
Yeah,
Zlatan back in the Champions League, and with Zlatan in the team, they always have a chance to like I guess if Zlatan was there, they could have won the match. I guess, but
but
Because
that's
Zlatan
Liverpool,
is the X factor for Milan for uh, last 2 years. So
Milan actually built a very good team so far.
yeah,
that's
Their
true. And
defense, their
on the other
midfield,
end, like Liverpool also look good. That's to be fair, because
the li- the
if they
strike
play
from
their full team, there is still a very good side to go for the
the
titles.
the strike from Henderson, that was something else, man. That reminded me of Gerrard.
That's true, but still, Gerard was something else. But Henderson
Okay,
is
so
definitely good, and his
yeah,
goal was also a very good one.
so
But I
okay,
was
so
very happy, seeing the match. It was seeing one of the classic matches of Champions League. Milan
it
coming
made
back,
I think
scoring
it made
goals.
all the football fans very happy to see these classic Milan back
nostalgic
And
in the
actually.
even the
Champions League.
City's match was very good, I guess. Like
Six
City on
three, Manchester
6-3.
City won 6-3 against RB Leipzig. That was very good as well.
Yep,
And at the end of the match, the thing that stood out for me was at the end of the match, Pep Guardiola actually uh, encouraged the City supporters to come and support them during their Saturday match against Southampton. That was actually very strange for me, but what do you think, Tausif, as the rivals, as the local rivals of Manchester City? What do you think this was about? Like, are they running out of supporters or what? This was weird, right?
When did they have supporters, man? Can you see the stadium ever filled with their supporters? Jokes apart, that was very strange because as a football fan, I never saw my stadium doesn't have that much free space. Rather,
Yeah,
people always try to buy tickets. Even a normal league matches, all the average attendance of Old Trafford is above 71,000. So actually, we didn't feel this type of situations ever. I think there must have been some management issues regarding Etihad stadiums and Manchester City ticket selling. I heard that the fans are very furious about it. So Guardiola pleaded the fans to come to the stadium and watch matches. Let's see what happens.
yeah. Let's see what happened. So, uh, that was the champion. Oh no, I'm sorry. We are gonna miss the big one, the PSG Club Brugge
and the
match.
Braga.
Yeah, the Club Brugge match with PSG. PSG won, Club Brugge won. It was a shocker from PSG. What do you think, Abhishek? This was the debut of Lionel Messi for PSG in Champions League. What did you feel when you saw the man in another shirt apart from Barcelona's? What was the and what did you make of the whole performance?
Well, it felt weird That's so certain. It felt super weird. Okay, seeing Messi in a different kit other than Barcelona, I was not happy. I thought I was ready for it, but I wasn't actually ready for it. That's still sinking in. I'm not still okay with it. Okay, so apart from that, I think the match was. I think PSG has what it takes to make a great engine, but the pieces, the cogs aren't actually clicking that much yet. Messi, I think he has the work cut out for him, and he has not quite fit into the PSG regime yet. He has work to do, and if the PSG structure want to make a better use of Messi, they need to change some things around. That's all I have to say.
So, Shahrukh, so what did you think of the match? Do you think that uh, wo- also Messi did hit the bar once, and but he
Yep,
also missed a
it
chance,
was his.
a very good chance too from I don't know who put the ball. So, Shahrukh, what do you think? What do you think that PSG, after seeing last night's match, do you think it's just an anomaly, or do you think that this is going to be the uh, this is going to be a classic case of too many cooks spoil the meal?
Um, I think the problem with PSG is their managing issue. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, Pochettino
But
He's like Pochettino
is
is
not
not a.
a winner. Or
guys,
see, with Harry
I
Kane,
knew
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
gonna say that. No, no,
Poch
I
is
knew you
Poch
guys
is
were gonna
not
say
a
that. So
winning
I'm gonna
mentality coach.
no, I knew you guys were gonna say that. So I'm gonna counter this with the logic. While Thomas Tuchel was the coach of PSG, he too was the butt of all jokes. The supporters also blamed him continuously.
That was
Leaving,
wrong. In my opinion, that was wrong.
but
Because
after
Tuchel,
leaving PSG, Thomas Tuchel created, not actually created, instilled a winning mentality in Chelsea, guiding them to the Champions League victory, to the Super Cup victory. So, do you still think that it is the coach, or do you think it's the player power culture which is the main culprit of this PSG side underperforming?
is definitely, I think for now, is coach.
yeah,
Because
Yeah,
like
I also think that.
because
Tuchel.
Pochettino,
There are
like
some.
if you look at Tuchel, like he took them to the their very first Champions League final. They also played very good, but they somehow lost to Bayern because it's bad, right? But still they lost 1-0, and they also created a lot of chances. But with Pochettino, you see they lost the league, they lost the cup, they lost in the Champions League too, right? So, and when how can you expect him to maintain a team full of this quality, right? He's a a very mediocre coach. I'm not saying he's very bad, but still he hasn't managed any big teams, right? And a team that has Messi, Ramos, Neymar, and Mbappe, Wijnaldum, so it's definitely hard to like
But do
you
you
know
think that the
put some
It's
PSG,
tactics
more
on.
like he's more like the Moyes in Manchester. We had great players that time, but he could not do
Uh,
anything.
no, I beg to differ. Pochettino is that type of coach uh, that a team when a team is rebuilding, Poch is
Exactly.
very good at it.
Poch is very good at it.
But he's not capable. I don't think he's not yet capable of managing so much superstars at a time. You have to be that much influential when managing players like Messi, Ramos, Neymar, Mbappe, Verratti, Wijnaldum, that type of players. So I think Poch is not suitable for PSG right now. Let's see what happens if
But
they
still,
so
win.
so
still,
guys,
I think that they're gonna come back.
the question is the
Come back
question is
stronger.
that if PSG fires Pochettino, who do you see as the potential replacement for them? Do you think Zinedine Zidane would be interested in taking the job?
I
Uh,
think he can, but
I'm
I'll
not
prefer
sure at all.
Ancelotti if he is free.
Yeah, first Shubha first, then Abhishek, then Tausif, then Shahrukh. Shubha, go.
I
Give
don't
me
know
your.
if Ancelotti is like managing any team. If he's not like
Ancelotti is Real Madrid's manager, man.
Real Madrid coach, man.
oh my god, sorry, my bad. So definitely then like what about Conte? I'm really not like right now I can
He's gonna be
Conte is the guy.
Ole's replacement. Don't worry about it.
not or Conte will be good or probably if Zidane agrees, definitely Zidane. I don't think Zidane is ever gonna manage PSG.
Abhishek, what do you think?
I also agree with Shu on this point. I don't think Zidane is ever gonna manage PSG. It's
All right,
just
Tausif, what do you think?
doesn't seem like it's
Yeah,
coming.
Zidane is he's a very clever man, you know. He will not put him like this type of mess where Neymar, Ramos, Messi, that type of superstar, and that might create a fuss. So he will. I'm not sure he will ever gonna manage PSG.
Shahrukh, what do you think?
I think if he considers his nationality, in that case he can come. Otherwise, there is no reason for him to come to
Exactly, that's
France.
the only chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens. So we have to before the next segment, we have to say I have to give a shout out to Sheriff who played their I think the first Champions League match and won it 2-0 against Shakhtar Donetsk. It was a great performance from them, and they definitely surprised Shakhtar because they played very passionately and they actually managed to get their first Champions League win, 1 out of 1. So
Yes, I
unfortunately,
was
Stupa
one.
Arsenal.
I was going to say about that Sheriff, that Moldovan club. Actually,
Yeah,
they have really created some history here. They
yeah,
have defeated Red Star Belgrade in the qualifying round,
playoff.
Dynamo Zagreb, then in the playoffs, then in the Champions League, in the very first match, they
Yeah, they won,
won against
and they
Shakhtar Donetsk.
And they won it in
It's a
style,
very, yeah, yeah, they won it style. Actually, that's something we want to see, this type of uh, matches regularly in Champions League.
that's why Champions League is
and who
the
knows, you might be on the losing side again. Next
Yeah,
time,
so
it, it
Sheriff to one Manchester United.
yeah, it can
also
happen,
Yeah.
but
At least.
also
it's not happening so soon for Arsenal, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
unfortunately, yeah.
And this is the reason
Unfortunately,
why
we
I'm
don't have any
shouting
Champions League
out for
match for
Sheriff.
Arsenal,
Yeah,
or Europa League or Conference League. So
Conference League.
Shubho, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, yeah. That's why
There
the
you,
other people should
Uh,
not ask about the Jahaj.
I think Arsenal is going to win something next year, the League One Cup.
next year you say
No,
champion
Emirates Cup. They're gonna
No,
win the Emirates
League
Cup.
One Cup.
Emirates.
championship. You mean
Championship, yes.
Yeah, yeah, the championship.
Championship one, not two.
they did get the first win, but in my opinion, they still did not look very good. The
They
goal
don't
was
deserve the win.
actually
The better team lose that game, man.
the
Norwich.
game was actually yeah the goal was actually very lucky because Aubameyang was in an offside position, but the ball actually touched the opposition player and that played over on. So anyway, so moving on, we have to finish the. We are at the tail end of this show. So for upcoming fixtures, we have Burnley against Arsenal, Liverpool against Crystal Palace, Man City against Southampton, also West Ham against Man United, and Spurs against Chelsea. Spurs against Chelsea. This has always been historically a very rough fixture because obviously the City rivals and Spurs have always tried to be aggressive and stuff, but we should expect a very good game. Also, in La Liga, Valencia is going up against Real Madrid, Getafe is against Atletico Madrid, and Cadiz is playing against Barcelona. In Serie A, however, we have a big match. It is Juventus versus AC Milan. If Juventus somehow loses this match, it will be, I think, it will be one of their worst starts in their history. And also, Inter Milan is going up against Bologna, and Hellas Verona is playing against AS Roma. So, guys, thank you so much for joining in today. I hope we can. I hope to see you guys again next week after all the matches are done. Um, Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this show. I hope you had a good time. We will see you guys next week again. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Abir.
you, Abir.
Yeah,
Thank you, Abir, for
let's see you guys again.
Yeah, see you.